What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of the Dark Sages Interlude. I'm your host, Chase the Dark Sage, and this show is brought to you by Beyond Beats and Culture, the best hip-hop platform and show to hit YouTube. So make sure you like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And this show right here is a subsection of this show, and basically this show is about me going over some of the niches, some of the little things that I want to talk about it pertaining to hip-hop, and it kind of like pertaining to my personal life as well. So things that I'm thinking about that I can't really fit on the actual show Beyond Beats and Culture, I'll be breaking it here on the Dark Sage Interlude. But you already saw the thumbnail, you already saw the title, and this was brought to me by me listening to Ray Shrimmered for their 10-year anniversary, and me thinking about Rick Ross and his moves between like the blog era up until like the streaming era itself, and like what happened to groups, what happened to collectives in hip-hop. This is something that like was like a backbone of hip-hop at one time. I mean, come on, we got like Run DMC, NWA, Wu-Tang Clan, god dang it, Goody Mob, Outkast, the Dungeon Family itself. What happened to groups like this in hip-hop? It seems like it kind of like died down right after the blog era. Like, yeah, there was still some groups here and there, like the Members Only thing that XXXTentacion was doing, and some other groups here and there as well. But it seems like the whole rapper labels, like collective groups thing, the duos, has kind of like died within hip-hop. Like, I'm not saying it's completely gone, but in terms of like it being like an important factor in hip-hop, it seems like it is like kind of like non-existent to a degree. And that could be for a myriad of reasons. I mean, when we think about streaming and you basically making pennies on each stream, yeah, it's kind of going to be hard for like 4 to 5 members to really be making money off of one album itself, because you also got to pay splits to the producer, you also got to pay splits to the label itself, you got to pay splits to a whole bunch of other things, but then you got to think about the actual artists getting it themselves and them having to split it as well. I mean, to me, the most successful group within the last era that we had in hip-hop was probably Migos, and that group didn't really work out as well. RIP Takeoff. But sadly that group didn't last long enough for us to be like, whoa, like, you get what I'm saying? And sadly they had to go because they had problems with Offset, and so Quavo and Takeoff did their own thing. Takeoff sadly passed before they could actually get back together and kind of reconcile their differences itself. So I was just thinking to myself, like, dang, what really happened to groups in hip-hop? Because Ray Shrimmered, Kid and Play, those are like two duos where basically they were making fun party music. And like I said, we're going to be talking about some of the groups and some of the collectives in today's video right here. And one of the groups that I thought about that was making fun party music, that was just like having a fun time in hip-hop, especially during the blog era, has to be Travis Porter. Now, if you guys don't know Travis Porter, if you guys heard Waffle House or the Waffle Bus, whatever it's called, they have a whole mixtape with Waka Flocka, and they also have like hit songs back then too, like Run It Back, Run It Back, Run It Back. Like, we know that song. Come on. You wanna see some cash? I wanna. Come on, Travis Porter. Very fun music, especially from a trio like this. I think they still kind of make music here and there, but I really haven't checked for it. But I love Travis Porter back then during the blog era itself. Another group, like I already talked about earlier, has to be Ray Shrimmered themselves with Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy. These two had like a crazy career in terms of like their debut album, it being everywhere when it came out, and me being in college, it was like at every single party itself. I listened to that album a lot. But also with Shrimp Life 2, with the whole Black Beatles, the mannequin challenge. But then we got Shrimp Life 3, where they kind of like started to venture their own separate ways. They had like a 3-disc album with Shrimp Life 3 basically, which I kind of wish Speakerbox and Love Below would have done. They did an actual Ray Shrimmered album, then they did the Sway Lee solo album, then they did the Slim Jimmy solo album, and it was a 3-disc album itself. Now, how did it work out? We all thought that, you know, Sway Lee was the guy to bet on, but really Slim Jimmy had the better of the two solo projects itself. But man, they was on a really high run during that time as well. But then we got Shrimp Life 4, which people barely talk about, people were kind of disappointed in, and they kind of went away from like the party aspect of the music itself, making it like really fun party music. Like, yeah, they made hype tracks, but it really wasn't party music itself. And so I'm glad that I was able to find like this Reddit, I guess, thread, whatever you call Reddit things or whatever, right? And it's a 2010s rap collective groups, and it actually has the pictures of some of these rap groups. And I want to go over them. And the first one, funnily enough, is the OVO crew. And Dre Glazer here, right? I can be real with you, I can't name none of these people. I don't know which one is 40. I don't know if one of these guys is P Rain. I don't know these guys like that, because guess what? They don't make music like that. So I'm not gonna know a crew like that does not make music. The one I really know is 40, which I really don't know nor care for what he looks like. And I think, like I said, P Rain, I forgot the other guy that Drake made a song with, I forgot his name. But yeah, I don't really know these guys like that. Like, if you would have put like Party Next Door in here, maybe Roy Woods, maybe I Love McConan, which that's not I Love McConan was kind of big. So yeah, Yeah, if they were in here, then yeah, I would maybe know them, but they're not. So let's go ahead and go to the next group. Good Music, legendary. God dang it, one of the best groups to come out of the blog era. Well, one of the best rap collectives, especially with their album Cruel Summer, which I thought it was really solid. I really actually need to go back and re-listen to that with songs like New God Flow, Cold, and Click. Come on. But right here we got Kid Cudi, Pusha T, Big Sean, Common, Q-Tip, and 2 Chainz, which 2 Chainz was like heavily affiliated, but he was like never really signed to Good Music from what I remember. So I don't know, but we also missing people like Sahai, Tiana Taylor. I know I'm missing some people at the top of my head, but we are missing some people, and obviously, you know, the man himself, Kanye West, is not in this picture right here. But this is one of the better pictures I've seen, because a lot of pictures of Good Music together, usually if it's high quality, it's without Kanye West. And if it has Kanye West, it's very low quality itself. But yeah, I really missed this, especially back then when they had ciphers on BET. Oh my gosh, when they had like the label / group and collective ciphers. Oh, I missed that era of hip hop. This was the last time I really actually watched ciphers, because I was actually like, I actually really liked the artist that was in the cipher itself. But now, you know, that type of stuff is kind of dead. I mean, people don't even take the XXL ciphers seriously anymore. So let's go ahead and keep going. Next one we got is Quality Control Music. Now, this one kind of happened during like the SoundCloud-ish era, because Migos was writing heavy in the SoundCloud / streaming era of hip hop. Like, yeah, they made the little buzz during the blog era, but their run wasn't as big as it was during the actual SoundCloud / streaming era itself. And we got Lil Yachty right here. We got QC, we got Coach P, and I forgot the other one's name. But yeah, very strong group, especially with all the other people they added on later as well, like Little Baby. I'm forgetting the other people that they added as well, but they added a few heavy hitters. Oh, City Girls as well. Obviously, that was later on in the group itself, like during the 2020s. But yeah, this was a pretty cool group as well. I mean, I didn't really see this one as a collective, but I remember when they came out with the, what is it, Quality Street Music or whatever it's called, whatever the little compilation is called, I forgot. But yeah, let's go ahead and go on to the next one. We got CMG, Cocaine Music Group by Yo Gotti itself. The only people I really recognize right here is Black Youngsta, Moneybagg Yo. I don't know who this girl is. I don't know who this guy is. That might be ESTG. I'm not sure. If it is, I didn't know he was even signed to Cocaine Music Group. But obviously, as of right now, they have the newer member, Glorilla, which Glorilla has been making waves in hip hop recently, especially in 2024. To me, that was her year right there. So yeah, Cocaine Music Group. I love Yo Gotti back then. I was never really a fan of Black Youngsta. I got in a bit of a Moneybagg Yo phase for a few months, but then I hopped out of it because he makes very samey music itself. But now we go to one of the best labels of all time in hip hop. We got TDE right here. And strangely enough, they didn't find a picture with Schoolboy Q, Kendrick, J-Rock, and Ab-Soul with SZA and Isaiah Rashad. I don't know. Y'all could have found a picture with all, 5, 6 of them, god dang it. You only got a picture with 3 members of Black Hippie? Come on now. Whoever made this Reddit thread, come on now. You got to do better than this. But yeah, obviously iconic, probably one of the best hip hop labels / collectives of all time when it comes to like having a group, having these members, and having this cast of like rappers and just artists under the same label. Schoolboy Q, Kendrick Lamar, J-Rock, Ab-Soul being my favorite out of all of them. SZA, phenomenal pop star at this point. And we got Isaiah Rashad, who was making some huge waves towards the end of the blog era itself and is very acclaimed and beloved amongst his fans as well. So yeah, TDE, definitely like not really slept on, but highly respected. You get what I'm saying? And then we got the next one, YMCMB, which some people think is like the death of hip hop. They be thinking like this is like the South of hip hop, where like a lot of East Coast people be like, oh yeah, the South really ruined hip hop. A lot of people look at Young Money like that. I mean, I can't even name half these people. We got Lil Wayne right here, which is YMCMB, Young Money, Cash Money. Was it Young Money, Cash Money? I forgot the name of it, but yeah. We have Lil Wayne, which this was his little imprint under Cash Money itself. We have Tyga, Drake, which Drake looks crazy right here, by the way. We got Nicki Minaj. Like I said, I can't name all these people. I know there's Lil Chucky, Lil Twist, Gutta, Mac Main, what was it, J Mills. Dang, like I'm just forgetting a lot of these people right here. And I don't even know this girl right here. I don't know this guy right above the girl right here either. But look at how Nicki Minaj looks. Look at the big 3 right here. This is basically the big 3 of Young Money. Then we got Tyga, who's like a side character. Even though Tyga did his own thing with like put the lime in the coconut and drank it all up, and he kind of like rose from then. But he was never really as respected as these three right here. But he did have that hit with Taste right there. Rack City. Let's not sleep on Tyga with that Well Done mixtape series either. But let's go ahead and keep going right here. And then we got Awful Records, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really privy to like that. The only person I knew on here was like Playboy Cardi, and I had to actually look up who was in Awful Records. And I learned that Zach Fox was in here, which none of these guys to me look like Zach Fox. Maybe it's this guy right here with the mustache, with the weird looking mustache. That could be Zach Fox. I don't know, but Zach Fox obviously does not look like that now. But yeah, I never knew of Awful Records. And I always thought that Playboy Cardi was part of like ASAP Mob. I don't know. But let's keep going. We got Dreamville next, which to me, Dreamville is one of the weaker labels itself. They have Earth Gang. Who's the girl? Ariana. No, Ari. Dang, I forgot. Ari Lennox. That's her name. Jid. Boss, who my co-host does not favor like that, and we got J. Cole himself. To me, this group doesn't really stand out. Obviously, the standouts from here is going to be Ari Lennox, Jid, and J. Cole himself. So yeah, this group really never did anything for me, and I've never been like interested in Dreamville or Dreamville's projects right here, sadly enough. And this is one of my favorite collectors right here, right? MMG, Maybach Music Group, Rick Ross's group right here. We got Maybach O, aka Omarion, that boy Ricky Rose, Statly, Wale, and Meek Mill. These are the main guys. These were the guys that was on the cover of Self-Made. Now, Self-Made volumes 1, 2, and 3, check out 2. I've been having that bad boy on repeat recently. Oh my gosh, that is a good body of work. I'm telling you that right now. Self-Made Volume 2. Go ahead, check it out by MMG. But yeah, this group right here had a lot of potential. Omarion signed to Rick Ross, even though really wasn't the greatest move for Omarion, I guess, but he did have that MIA, so that song is hard. Stally, who I actually found through Maybach Music, and I was a fan of his during the blog era. Wale, which people thought that, oh, Wale shouldn't sign to Rick Ross. What is Wale doing? He should have signed to Good Music. Well, he signed to Rick Ross, so now there's that. And then we got Meek Mill, who was literally the perfect protege to what Rick Ross was doing back then, especially. I know we don't really respect Meek Mill like that right now because of his online antics. Back then, he was that guy. He was bubbling. Rick Ross had his hand on his shoulder. Oh yeah, he was making some moves back then during the blog era. Let's not front on that one. But yeah, and then we got Pro Era right here, which I don't know all their names. Obviously, I know Joey, Capital Steez, CJ Fly. Yeah, I'm blanking on the names because there was a lot of people right here. But this was like, you know, I can't say like it was the next Wu-Tang from New York, but it definitely had their little movement right here, but it kind of like didn't really live up to the movement, sadly. And they did do a thing called Beast Coast where they had Flatbush Zombies and the Underachievers join them as well, and they came out with an album together as well, I believe, but I never actually heard it itself because that's way too many people for me to be remembering whose voices is who's on that. So yeah, we got the Pro Era right here, which I heard their mixtape Peep the Pro Era Apocalypse, the Peep the Apocalypse, whatever it's called. God dang it, I had to recently allegedly download that bad boy because I don't think it's on streaming. So yeah, let's go to the next group right here, ASAP Mob. This was a huge movement right here as well. We got ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, was it ASAP Nas, ASAP 12E. I'm forgetting the names right here. I'm beginning to see some of the members of each of these groups right here once I actually get to another tab that I have open. But yeah, ASAP Mob, when it comes to the fashion, when it comes to the style of music they was making and the way that they was moving, oh yeah, ASAP Mob, they was them. But like ASAP Ferg said recently, if ASAP Rocky and ASAP Ferg really ain't making music, there really ain't no ASAP Mob. That kind of sucks because there was other members making music and they just like, oh, why you say F me for? Am I not part of the group no more? And then we have the last group that we're actually going to be talking about probably during this picture, right? I mean, with this picture right here. And that has to be Odd Future. This is like, to me, like, when it comes to like a whole bunch of artists with different styles, I'm not trying to say it like this. And I'm not saying that it's a one-to-one comparison, so don't kill me for this. If I had to like compare this group to another group, this would be the Wu-Tang of the blog era. I'm not saying they was rapping the same, they had the same rapping ability. I'm talking about each of them having their own different type of styles and being unique to themselves. Because when we look at it, yes, Odd Future doesn't really exist anymore as a movement, it does. But in terms of like them being a group and making projects and music together, they don't really exist, especially with Frank Ocean now being one of the biggest artists ever with just 2 albums, which is crazy. We got Taco, we got Jasper, we got Haji Beats, we got Earl Sweatshirt, we have dang, I'm forgetting the members already, Damo Genesis, we got was it Left Brain. We have a whole bunch of members, Mike G. We have a whole bunch of members that was part of Odd Future, Wolfgang, Kill 'Em All, whatever it's called, whatever the whole acronym is, right? Oh man, this was a movement right here. OF Tape Volume 2 is near and dear to my heart, and I want to talk about it one day on this channel, god dang it. But yeah, Odd Future, just looking back at this, Loiter Squad, like come on, the Radical mixtape, and OF Tape Volume 1, like come on, what are we talking about right now, god dang it. But I also looked up another link, right, to show us like what all members was in each of these groups. And in Pro Era, thank God, there was something that was going to list up all the groups and all the members. Joey Badae, Chuck Stranger, CJ Fly, Nick Caution, Kirk Knight, Capital C's, and Powers Pleasant. I wasn't familiar with like Powers Pleasant and maybe Nick Caution, but CJ Fly, Chuck Strangers, Kirk Knight, yeah, I was familiar with those guys. Odd Future, here's the whole list right here. You ready? Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, Damo Genesis, Sid, Frank Ocean, Haji Beats, Left Brain, Mike G, Taco Pyramid, Ritra, I don't know who that is, and Matt Martians. That might be the white guy that was on the cover of like what, OF Tape Volume 2. But also we gotta look at one of their goated tracks from Odd Future, Oldie, which was the last like posse, the last track that was a posse cut on OF Tape Volume 2 itself. Then we got ASAP Mob, ASAP Yams, RIP, ASAP Bari, ASAP Ills, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, ASAP Nas, ASAP Ty Beats, ASAP 12, ASAP and ASAP Lou. What happened to ASAP, what's his name, ASAP Relly? Is that the one that ASAP Rocky is currently in court with right now? I think that's his name. I could be wrong with that one. But yeah, then we got Brockhampton, which I'm gonna be real with you guys, I never got into. This was more during the SoundCloud / streaming era of hip hop. And we had Kevin Abstract, Dom McLennan, Matt Champion, Marilyn Wood, Joba, Bareface, Romil, Nani, Jabari, Manwa, Kiko, Merle. This is the first time I've ever said their names, because this is the first time I've ever actually looking at the names. I never knew who was actually in the group itself. I've heard of Kevin Abstract, but I haven't heard of any of the other groups itself. But yeah, Brockhampton was one of those groups that was making waves, especially on online like hip hop spaces, but I never got into them. They never just looked interesting enough for me to actually listen to it. Let me know in the comment section down below if I should actually get into them and like listen to their previous projects. I know they don't make music right now. But then we got Awful Records, which I said that I'm really unfamiliar with. But one of the members I am familiar with is Father, Playboy Cardi, and Zach Fox. But the other people like Abra, Big Baby Scumbag, Danger Incorporated, Multi Canyon, there's a whole bunch of people on this list that I just don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know any of them. But then we got Selection, which I didn't know who that was specifically. Then we got 88 Rising, which I remember them. I believe this was like a group of like, you know, Asian people that was in the hip hop or like in the urban scene, if you want to be technical. Rich Brian, Keith 8, Higher Brothers, Nikki Joji, which I believe was a YouTuber, Nasty Frank or whatever his name was, Filthy Frank, Dumb Found Dead, Lexi Lou. Yeah, I never actually got into them. I think Rich Brian had like 1 or 2 songs I liked during the SoundCloud / streaming era, but besides that, I never really got into them like that. And then we got Ruby Yat, which I've never heard of at all, and that's about it for the groups. Like I said, when it comes to groups in hip hop, we don't really have them anymore like that. We don't really have collectives like that anymore. We don't really have duos like that anymore. Like, yeah, we might have 2 artists come together and make a project together and collab, like a Lil Baby and Lil Durk, but it's not really a group. Yeah, we had Lil Baby and Gunna come together and make an album together, but that's not a group. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not like an Outkast. It's not like a Ray Shremmer. It's not like a, oh, let's get together, let's form this group, and let's actually come out with a few projects together, like a Ray Shremmer, like a Run the Jewels. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it just seems like that part of hip hop has died. And I don't know if that's because of money troubles, money problems. I don't know what it is about that. Maybe streaming and making it hard for them to actually be profitable. Maybe it's just better for them to like get people like together. They do their own like solo things, come together as like 2 solo entities and just leave whenever they want, and they're not really tied to each other through a group name itself. I don't know. There's been a lot of problems when it comes to actually paying out artists what they are owed. So I don't know. It just seems like something that's like dead nowadays. Like, yeah, we do get collaborations that are dope here and there, but in terms of like people like coming together and making a project together under one name and making multiple projects under that name and maybe having a label / group, rappers don't even make labels anymore. Do y'all remember when rappers, like every single rapper used to have a label? Meek Mill used to have a label. Dream Chasers. Every single goddamn rapper used to have a label back then. And now they're like, yo, the money is not worth it. I'm not getting paid from that ish. I don't know what happened, but it just seems like all that has gone. It's out the drain. Obviously, I'm not the person to go to for historical context on these type of matters. There's other people that will definitely do that for you. But just going back and just thinking about like, dang, what really happened to groups? Like, I don't know. Like, this is something that I've been thinking about. And I'm like, man, I kind of missed that era of hip hop. It was really fun. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section down below. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. And let me know your favorite group down in the comment section down below as well. Let me know maybe your favorite album, maybe your favorite mixtape, maybe your favorite songs from these groups or these labels or collectives as well. Man, I just really wish we would have got a Black Hippie album. It would have sounded all over the place, but man, I really wish we would have got that, because that Black Hippie mixtape, oh, it don't do the group enough justice, baby. Oh, it does not do the group enough justice. Like I said, let me know your favorite stuff from these collectives, these groups, these duos down in the comment section down below. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of the Dark Sages Interlude. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. But I'm out. Peace.